Hey everybody, I'm Law of the West, and this is my walkthrough for the Starlancer MAX. I gotta say, I really love the way that they set this room up. It has some strong, like, World War II B-52 bomber bay vibes to it, and you can definitely tell it had some kind of influence on them when they designed this. Yeah, this is very cool. The first thing I was curious about was whether or not I could independently lower each side of the ramp like you could with the Intrepid. And of course, no, as you can see here, you cannot. And that's the first thing I discovered here. You notice, yeah, it's all or nothing, really. And of course, you got the gangway down the middle. You can't put any cargo here, not in secure it. So cargo goes on either of the sides. And here in the back, this is the garage area. So you could put more cargo or another vehicle. And of course, more elevators. You have these all over the place. I'm actually impressed by how many they have. And of course, these windows that really make you feel like you're behind a huge amount of glass and plating. The rear ramp is wide, but it has a shallow height, and it's going to be big enough to accommodate a tumbril storm, so anything that's smaller than that should be able to fit into it. And of course, I have to stick my head out every window that I can because, you know, I'm like that. It's supposed to have like this armored shutter that can close down, and I was looking to see if they had a button for it somewhere. And of course, going back into this room because it's worth a second look. Man, I think like so much detail and attention was put into this room alone. Hey, look, more elevators. Good to go. Hey, I'm not complaining, man. The more elevators you want to put in there, the better. And this is the airlock. And, yeah, okay. Just do that to me. Yeah, I didn't think I had a whole lot of luck with this airlock here. Just a lot of random button pressing. Not much to show for it. That's okay. I think I give up here after a couple of seconds. And I give up right about there. And over here we have the suit lockers. And there's a couple of weapons racks over here, right there in front of us. Suit locker for everybody. Everybody gets one spot for a weapon too, I guess, on the weapons rack. Neat. And of course, it's got to have a bench. Every suit up spot's got to have a bench. And ladders, those are just necessary now. Now let's take a step outside and just orientate ourselves as to where this is located in proportion to the rest of the ship. I believe we're in the front of it right now. But sometimes it's good to step outside and just give yourself a fresh perspective as to where you are in relation to the rest of the ship. There you go. So in case you're trying to get into it from the outside, this is where you go. Yeah, this is very Hull C inspired, you can tell. A lot of assets from the Hull C went into this. You'll see later on, some things are almost carbon copies. But that's okay, I like when they do that. It not only speeds up production, but it also makes these ships feel like they're made by the same manufacturer, because, I mean, essentially that's what they do. Okay, more escape pods. And in case you don't get the general theme, it's for 4 crewmen. 2 remote turrets. This is the front turret, I believe. Front dorsal turret. I don't think it has any ventral turrets. Let's see here. Remote. Remote. There we go. Under the big neon sign that says turret. And this is a full 360-degree rotation. What's funny is you can't even see the other gun from here. I'll just sit in the other one just for prosperity's sake. Let's see what it has to offer. And this should be the rear one. Same place. There you go. Yeah, I really dig that fisheye lens effect. That barely fisheye lens effect that they put onto it, just enough to give it that kind of feel to it. Now, we can't fire them off in this mode, but no, that's all right. And the other two stations of the pilot and the co-pilot seat. And it's got a few more areas for like avionics. Yeah, that was the avionics one. And that's what, radar? Yeah. You generally tend to find those on the flight deck of a ship. Well, of these ships. Feels a lot like the Freelancer. Like the traditional Freelancer ship. Very similar views. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a lot to show off here from the pilot seat. Co-pilot seat's the same way, it's no frills, but I'm going to sit down anyway just to show it off, just so you can see it. Anyway, why should you take my word for it? Unfortunately, you can't power it up either, so that's, you know, it is what it is. I'm really kind of curious how everyone out there feels about that. Particularly the view of it and the fact that you have to sit off kilter when you're flying. Now, some people really don't like it. Some people don't care. I personally got used to it. Like after a while, like it used to really bug me at first, but after I did it a few times, it just, you know, I got over it. You know, life support, gravity generator, more components. Here we go. And this is the wreck area. And this really has Hull C vibes. It reminds me a lot of that, except for the pool table. I don't think the Hull C had a pool table. It's not the hill I'm going to die on, but I don't remember it being there. And of course, here's the food station. There's like a full kitchen. Man, this whole thing should come with a chef's hat. And there's this guy again. Ugh. He's going to plague me this whole walkthrough, isn't he? Okay, now we're going towards the rear of the ship, and this hallway just wraps around all the hab sections. I believe there's 4 of them, and every one of them are just carbon copies of each other. But, of course, due diligence, we're going to stick our heads in every one just to make sure. And it's got like a little seating area, a little storage bin. It's got a bathroom, bed, of course. Yeah, here's this guy again. Wait, did I call it or what? Excuse me, sir, excuse me. I am perfectly capable of ruining this walkthrough on my own. I don't need any help in that area. Thank you very much. Every time when I start recording, you know. The joys of live commentary. You wanted the elevator so bad and you just ran off? Come on. Like I was saying, I believe this goes back into the rear area of the ship here. I think we've got like 3 more habs to look at. Yeah, we're just going to stick our heads in just for due diligence. Whoa. Yeah. That mirror did not do me any favors. Wow. Okay, where'd that guy? Is he gone yet? Close the door and lock it. Pretend he's the butler in Tomb Raider. Well, that's an old reference if you get that. I forget which Tomb Raider game that was, but there was one where they had this old butler that just chased you throughout the mansion until you finally learned that you could lock him in one of the freezers. You get extra points if you got that reference. Oh, this guy. You're my new nemesis. Okay, the engine room. Here we go. And this is where you're going to find the whole, like the rest of the components. And of course, over here we have the 2 engines, which looks like they were taken directly from the Hull C. Which, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if you're going to reuse assets, reuse something that looks good, like the Hull C's engines. Plus, it just kind of ties this ship in with the whole rest of the MISC series by doing things like that. So, I definitely don't have a problem with it. Actually, I see some strengths to doing things like that. Quantum drive. Yay. I believe that's the entire ship now that we've seen from stem to stern. I think we're just going to walk through, maybe go back to one of those elevators and then just step outside and take a little bit of a look of the exterior of it and then call it quits from there. Yeah, let's take the drama elevator down. Finally show that off to you guys. Yeah, let's take the elevator. Why not? Damn, I felt my teeth chatter when we hit the ground. Jeez. Well, I think that's going to be the whole tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been your host, Law of the West. Thanks for watching, and take care.